Imagine tucking a massive refinery under your right rib cage. No smoke, no roar, but working non-stop every second you're alive. It's not just a metaphor. This is the liver, quietly running customs, quality control, manufacturing, and even waste treatment all in one. Every single bit of blood from your digestive system, every nutrient, every molecule has to pass through this checkpoint before it gets released to the rest of your body. The liver basically decides what stays, what goes, and what needs to be neutralized before anything else can happen. And it's not just one blood supply, either. There's the hepatic artery bringing in oxygen-rich blood, the power source, and then the portal vein, carrying in all those nutrients and, well, occasional toxins straight from your gut. Everything gets screened. That double delivery system is genius, isn't it? It's like running both raw materials and electricity into a factory at the same time. Makes you wonder what's actually happening inside those walls. Or, sinusoids in this case. They're not your average blood vessels. They're wider, leakier, and slow-moving, almost forcing the blood to linger so the liver cells have time to work their magic. And while that's happening, you've got Kupffer cells lurking in those sinusoids. I picture them as the security guards of the liver, always on the lookout for troublemakers, old red blood cells, bacteria, stuff that absolutely shouldn't make it past the gates. Exactly. They're like the liver's own SWAT team, grabbing and destroying anything suspicious. Meanwhile, most of the work falls to hepatocytes, the multi-tool cells. They're not specialists, but somehow they're experts at everything. Those hepatocytes really don't get enough credit. While the Kupffer cells are keeping things safe, the hepatocytes are juggling thousands of chemical reactions at once. No wonder the liver is so irreplaceable. What surprised me most is how the liver balances blood sugar. After a big meal, it grabs that extra glucose and stores it as glycogen, kind of like packing away snacks for later. But when you're hungry, it breaks glycogen back down or even makes new glucose from scratch. That's such a clever trick. It's like the ultimate energy savings account. Then there's protein management. When amino acids show up, the liver has to deal with the nitrogen, which can actually be toxic. So it transforms it into urea, making it harmless before sending it off to the kidneys. And while it's at it, the liver is also managing fats. It can break them down for energy, build them into lipoproteins for transport, or churn out ketone bodies when you're fasting. Plus, it handles cholesterol, making some, modifying some, getting rid of the rest. The way it multitasks is honestly more impressive than any piece of tech we've built. But I think people mostly know the liver. For one thing, detox, right? Detox is the headline act, but it's not the whole story. Still, the chemical warfare department is intense. The liver takes in all these foreign molecules, alcohol, drugs, pesticides, and puts them through 2 rounds of processing. First, there's phase 1. Those notorious cytochrome P450 enzymes do their thing, making substances more reactive and sometimes even more dangerous. That's actually why some drug byproducts are more harmful than the original drug itself. Exactly. And then comes phase 2, where the liver adds groups like glucuronide or sulfate, making those scary molecules water-soluble and ready to be flushed out. The classic example is alcohol turning ethanol into acetaldehyde, which is even more toxic, before finally rendering it harmless as acetate. It's a delicate balancing act, though. If you overload the system, like with chronic drinking, the liver actually starts damaging itself. Oxidative stress, fat buildup, the works. It can handle a lot, but even this refinery has limits. Switching gears, there's bile, probably the liver's most underrated product. Not only does it help digest fats by acting as a detergent, but it's also how the liver gets rid of waste, like bilirubin and excess cholesterol. And if the liver can't process bilirubin, things get dramatic. Fast, think yellow skin, that classic sign of jaundice. It's like the system throws up a huge error message you can't ignore. What's also cool is the liver's built-in zoning system. Cells near the incoming blood take on the oxygen-heavy jobs, while those deeper inside specialize in detox, sort of like departments on a factory floor. Plus, the blood and bile even flow in opposite directions to keep things efficient. But the jaw-dropper for me will always be its ability to regrow. Lose 2/3 of your liver, and, given time, it'll regenerate not just with stem cells, but with mature hepatocytes stepping back into the cell cycle. That kind of resilience is almost sci-fi. All this, and the liver barely complains until things are really dire. It compensates, adapts, and keeps you going silently. By the time you notice symptoms, a lot of its capacity is already lost. That silent strength isn't a weakness, it's over-engineering at its best. The liver isn't just a detox organ. It's your metabolic stabilizer, chemical interpreter, and the ultimate interface between you and the world outside. Honestly, it's hard to think of another organ that does so much and asks for so little recognition. Every second, it decides what becomes fuel, what's safe to build with, and what needs to be destroyed to protect you. It's humbling, really. The rest of our bodies have backups and redundancies, but there's only one liver. That's how central it is to survival and why protecting it is non-negotiable.